How's it going? My name is Josh Cottle, the commish of the Legacy League. I'll touch on a few things, get everybody caught up on the week, kind of set the stage for this weekend, and go over some free agent possibilities for people that need players. We've got some winless teams, you might need players. I'm here to help you out, free of charge. You know, that's just the kind of guy I am. In case you're wondering which team I represent, it will be Chilltown. So if you want to repay this little tidbit I'm dropping, just let me know. Shoot me a message. We can work something out, I'm sure. First, I want to congratulate our only 2 undefeated teams that are left through 3 weeks, which is kind of surprising. 3 weeks in, only 2 teams left undefeated. All we have is Chilltown, NC, yours truly, and 69er. Now, I talk a big game, but to be 3-0, I'm really proud of. I don't value early season wins necessarily. I value having a team ready for the end of the season. So to be 3-0, I'm very pleased. 69er, he's looking for his first championship. Could this be the season? He ran well at Bowman Gray this year, and he's running well here in the Legacy League. Time will tell as to how things transpire the rest of the season. Now, that being said, we both have tough matchups this week. Chilltown, they face off against the defending champ, Devontae's Inferno. Devontae's Inferno has made some small changes to the roster as the year's gone on, and he's projected a very close contest this week. Chilltown holds a slight edge, but you know, we'll find a way. That's what we do. We find a way. Good luck, Devontae's Inferno. We'll see how it turns out for you. Now, like I said before, 69er, they have a very difficult matchup as well as they face the 3-time champion, Kibbles and Vicks. It's not Forsyth County Gravediggers anymore, it's now Kibbles and Vicks. Now his team struggled a little bit. They had a really good week last week, so it looks to be on the right track now. Will this be the team that derails 69er and knocks them from the unbeatens? We'll see. I don't know if I believe that's going to happen, but we'll find out. Note, I do give a very long, rather lengthy review or preview of that matchup. Go take a look, give it a read. Now, what I did want to cover this week is the free agent finds. I've found looking through the activity each week that it seems to be less and less activity out there. It's a little surprising because we have some teams that have really struggled early in the season. So I thought maybe they would actually be rather active on that board. They really haven't. So maybe we're just not taking the time to look. Maybe you just don't know what you're looking for. I'm going to try to help you out and give you some hints, some tidbits that maybe will get you to the winner's circle. Now, we're going to go over a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver that I think should be on a roster that is currently not on a roster. Number 1, and this is going to surprise some folks because I don't think it's a name that jumps off the page. It's not a name that many would associate with big fantasy points. But I think if you're looking for a solid option, maybe not somebody that's going to give you 30 or 40 points, but somebody can come in, not turn the ball over, and get you 18 to 22 points in a week at quarterback, I would go with Teddy Bridgewater. He's in a great situation in New Orleans. He's got weapons, and his weapons are actually healthy. A lot of these quarterbacks, their weapons aren't there. His weapons are available. He's got a great running back in Alvin Kamara. He's got a great receiver in Michael Thomas, and he's got a great play caller in Sean Payton. The pieces are there for him to have success. Now, he's not going to go get you 350 and 3 scores. If you're expecting that, then you're mistaken. But if you want a guy that can get you 220 to 250 and a couple of touchdowns and not turn it over, that's what you're going to get from Teddy Bridgewater. It won't be pretty. He's not going to throw the ball 50 yards down the field. He's not Patrick Mahomes. But he can dink and dunk and get Kamara into action, and he can make plays. He's accurate with the football, and I think you will see him try to stretch the field out a little bit more this week. But that's the quarterback I think everybody's looking at. Kyle Allen and other. No. Give Teddy Bridgewater a shot. Also, another one I want to just put out there, just a little added bonus here. Cam Newton was dropped this week. He's available on free agents. Somebody should roster him. I am not a Cam Newton guy, but if he's taking time off and he comes back healthy, he still can be viable. So if you have a roster spot available, you may want to try and stash him. That's just a bonus piece for a guy that I really don't think very highly of, but he could still have some value, and he definitely should be rostered. I would not be dropping him. Now, as for the running back position, this is more of a pick and stash. This is not somebody you're necessarily going to play this week. But he's a guy that I actually picked up and then dropped just because I needed a guy that I felt like was going to get more touches this week. I don't have the ability to really stash somebody for several weeks. But Ronald Jones with Tampa Bay. He is slowly beginning to take over that running back position from Peyton Barber. Now, is it going to happen? I don't know. I thought it was going to happen last year. It never did. But he's played much better this year. He had a long catch on a screen pass last week. So he's played well. He's starting to get more touches, and he may be a guy at the end of the year that's going to be getting 18 carries a game. Just remember the name Ronald Jones, and if you have a space on your roster to roster another running back, I would try to stash him for later in the season. It's just a good long-term play. Not short-term, long-term. And now wide receiver. I was really shocked to see this person drop onto the waiver wire. Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson was a pretty high draft pick. I believe Caterpillar Excavation drafted him. Now, I know he's maybe underperformed a little bit, and that's due to Mitchell Trubisky's struggles, but he's still a good receiver, and they have not a lot of weapons there. Taylor Gabriel, David Montgomery, and then Allen Robinson. That's about it. He should be rostered by somebody. If somebody should go out there and pick him up as soon as this video posts. Should already be, maybe he's picked up before this video even posts, I don't know. But he's somebody that I think can be very viable, and I would be looking to go pick him up if you have the space. He should be rostered in this league. That's a travesty. He's big, fast. Trubisky's going to play better. He's got a good coach. He's got a good play caller. Trubisky's going to improve. He was much better this past week. That offense will get better. The better David Montgomery goes, it's going to open up things for the passing game. So somebody really would be smart to go pick up Allen Robinson if you need a good receiver. He's somebody that can get you 8 to 15 points every game. He shouldn't have any ones or twos. He may not get you 30, but he's going to get you solid numbers most weeks. Don't let him sit out there. I'm warning you now. I think Caterpillar Excavation is going to regret dropping him for Philip Dorsett. That's just my take. I could be wrong, but that's my take. Now, matchup of the week. I did want to touch on this again, just because of the narrative that I don't think many people in our league realize. We have an RC racer in that Kibbles and Vicks. He loves to race RC cars. In fact, I think he's going to a big race possibly this December to run a car. And we also have a real-life race car driver that runs at Bowman Gray in 69er. I think that's kind of a nice competition. I like to do a little bit of online gaming. I like to run iRacing myself. So I understand the rush that comes with running a race car. Well, these guys both do it. They both do it well. And now they're matching up in fantasy football. Now the question is, who's better? Now is Kibbles and Vicks a better RC racer than 69er is a race car driver? I don't know. Who's to say? But what we're going to find out this week is who's a better fantasy football player. Who's the three-time champion? Is he as good as he was 3 years ago? Are those 3 wins flops? Are those hollow? Do they not carry as much weight? Has 69er, who has no championships, become as good as Kibbles and Vicks? Those are questions that need answers. And we're going to find out, possibly, that answer this week. Again, you want to know what I think about this matchup? It's in the league manager note. Go take a listen. Go take a read. Can't listen to it. I didn't talk about it like that. But I just think it's a neat dynamic. I love racing. Anybody that knows me knows that I love racing. So I look forward to seeing which racer comes out on top this week, and maybe somebody will put me in a race car at some point. Maybe. But all right, last thing I want to touch on. It's not really a nugget of the week. It's just basically a known comment that people that play fantasy understand, and I just want to throw it out there. a handcuff. Now, I'm not talking about the kind of handcuff that when you've been out drinking too much and you cause a disturbance and the cops put on you. I'm not talking about that kind of handcuff. What I'm talking about is a handcuff within fantasy where if you have one running back, maybe you should get his backup just in case of an injury or suspension or a holdout. The good handcuffs are good to have. I signed one this week actually. That's why I went and got the Giants running back Wayne Gallman. I've got Barkley on the bench, but I feel like I need Gallman there because he hopefully will get the touches that Barkley's not getting. And then when Barkley comes back, I slide him in. That doesn't mean you go drop the guy as soon as your running back gets healthy. You hold on to him in the event he's hurt. That's why he's a handcuff. You have him available in case something bad happens. Running backs are easy. I don't think quarterbacks are necessarily the way to go because you need two quality quarterbacks. You can't just have a backup sitting out there. Running backs, receivers, I think it's good to have those kind of guys. You know, with Cincinnati, with Kansas City this year, Tyreek Hill goes out. Basically, his handcuff would have been Robinson or Hardeman. Those are guys you would want to have on your roster in case of an injury. Same thing with running backs. You have Nick Chubb right now. Now, Kareem Hunt is going to be the backup eventually in week 8 or 9. He's a guy you don't have on your roster in case something happens. There's lots of options with this. Like I said, I have Wayne Gallman. But make sure you do your due diligence on who you have. If you got a running back, especially one that's injury prone, I'd say somebody like Leonard Fournette. He's kind of been known to get nicked up, get a little bit injured. Maybe you should have a backup on hand, just in case, if he's a quality running back. Now, if he's not any good, yeah, you gotta leave him alone. But if he looks like a quality running back, you gotta think about it. I'll say this, I've got Dalvin Cook. Another running back that I will anticipate getting, if I have to, is his backup, Alexander Madison. I believe that's his name. I didn't look it up beforehand, so we'll see if my knowledge is strong enough. But I would look to pick him up because it gives me some flexibility in case of an injury. And that's what fantasy is all about, being flexible in your lineup, having some depth in your lineup. So if you've got players that look to be injury prone, that have had that in the past, or you've got players that you really, really like, you may want to look to have their backup just in case of an injury. It's never a bad option. So just keep that in mind. I look forward to everybody having their rosters ready for the weekend. Another good week. Really starting to take shape to see who the best teams are in fantasy this year. There's been lots of trades. There's been lots of activity here lately. I'm really excited to see how things play out. But if you need anything from me, let me know. If you have any questions, always reach out. And I will hit back probably with another video before the end of the weekend to get ready for Sunday. Hope you guys have a great one. Later.